first of all, thanks for coming. I never dreamed this many people would come, so we're going to have a good time. And this idea came from 50 years ago, 40 years ago, about January and February when I was out on calls in the middle of the afternoon, and it's 10 below zero, and I'd stop somewhere for a cup of coffee or a can of pop, the Black Hammer store, the Highlandville store, and there's this little pot stove or something running. Be 4 or 5 farmers sitting around it, just BS and whatever. And if I had 15 minutes, I'd sit down and talk with them. And it was so much fun. So got thinking, well, these guys, they're still alive and they aren't farming, but they need someplace to go in the middle of the afternoon when it's cold in the winter. So that's what we're doing.
And then as the kids, then in the fall we'd gather apples and we'd crawl in the back of the thresh machine. You know, it opens up and you can crawl in the back. And we'd sit in there and eat apples. Good time.
My dad said that when they were walking through the woods and the valleys, they were glad they had the pitchfork along because every once in a while they might encounter a timber wolf. Apparently back in the 20s and 30s, 1920s and 30s, there were timber wolves in the area.
But I can remember when Walter, he'd wear that long underwear in that hot weather, and then he'd drink that scalding hot coffee. And I asked him how he could do that. He couldn't answer it, he just said it was good.
He'd lift up a shock, and there'd be a bundle would be a snake dropping out. More than one thing.
Knocking over the bundles and finding all the little itty bitty baby mice. And you wanted them for a pet, but your dad wouldn't let you. I wonder why.
She said he cried. He no longer on that farm, but he was born there and lived there all his life. And they say, you don't own the farm owns you. And I lived there all my life, and I know very well what that means now, and most of us do.
The topic next week is silo filling, and I think we'll maybe not only silo filling, but silo emptying and anything to do with silage, because there's a lot going there. And so that's the topic next week. The following week, the topic is tractors and horses, anything to do with power on the farm. And then the last one is the one I'm really looking forward to, and that's handling livestock. There are so many good stories about things that happen handling livestock. I've got a couple that have never been told in Spring Grove, but the guys involved are gone now, so I can tell. So anyway, thanks a whole bunch for coming. This has really been fun, and we're going to do it 3 more weeks.